And good morning, good morning, good morning. Welcome to the last Movers Makers podcast of May 2025. I'm your host Todd. How are you doing today, folks? It's a busy day. It is a busy day. School's out today. Just drop the kids off, trying to get stuff ready, and go back to pick them up in 2 hours. So, hey, last day of school here. So now what? That's what we're talking about today. In your business, now what? So we got 5 smart ways that we can stay busy, and possibly make some money. It's not a bad thing. But if this is your first time here, long time here, know who you are, where you're from, what's in your cup, what the weather is like in your area. I also know your top 5. What are 5 things that you're going to accomplish today? You know what I have? Nothing. Mine was take the kids to school, pick the kids up, make sure everything is packed, and then head to the DAX show. So we'll get up there sometime this afternoon. I'm probably going to guess about 2 o'clock. If I had to throw a time frame on it, as it's closer, I can let people know. So really, we got 3 hours of the show today. I don't see anywhere in any of the stuff for DAX where it says there's an after hours party, and that has always been a thing with DAX. So let's add that to the checkbox of things I don't like about DAX this year. Because here's some other stuff I don't like. They moved the location, so now it adds an extra 30 minutes to an hour on my trip, depending on traffic. Boo. The way that I should go, it's going to cost me like $7.75 to go there. So got to hit the damn tolls, and so that's 2, and then no after hours party. Not too sure about you, Dax. So hopefully there's a lot of great information there because maybe Dax won't be the show it was because of these types of things. So we'll see, but we're getting ready for that. Plot is charged, batteries are charged. I was going to take this thing, but I don't remember if I can figure out how to mess with it. So I might have Corey try and learn it while we're driving on the way up there. Because, hey, we've got to drive in front of us. So we got to get kids. We still got to, this morning so far, we've had 2 meetings. And we sold a quick turnaround job. By quick turnaround time, we're dropping the job off this morning for them. They needed something for an event tomorrow. And said, can you make it happen? I said, yep, we'll do it. So that job's going. And, then there's still quotes that I put out. I've been rocking and rolling this morning, folks, because it is, it's that last day. Next week, the calm of it all. So let's check in. We'll see how people are doing this morning. Renee, good morning. 61 to 82. I know, right? We got a little rain here this morning. Is that passing through to you? Water in the bottle, coffee in the cup, 5 things. Invoice, press orders, order supplies, cut vinyl. You're going to DAX today, right? Or are you going tomorrow? Or are you not going at all? I thought you were going today. Morning, all. Morning, Jerry. Renee is DZ. Hi, Jerry. Rena checking in from SoCal 66. Coffee in the cup, getting this day started. Jeff checking in. Morning, weather is crap. Diet Coke in the cup. 5 things, nothing new. And then morning, Jerry and Renee from Jeff. So I say we dive right into this. And, I'll stop, ask questions. You put your stuff in there. Because, hey, this show is nothing without you, right? So if you're one of those businesses that really thrive on the school orders, like the PTOs, the PTAs, staff shirts, spirit wear, fundraising stores, team things, club things, whatever that's there, you might be staring at the summer thinking, now what? There's no school. What do I do? So what we want to do is talk about how we can try and keep that momentum and money flowing, even when school's not in session. So it doesn't matter, what genre of apparel decoration that you're in. We're going to give you, 5 things that should be able to help you make some moves right now to stay productive and, most important, profitable between this. So I say, we just kind of, get right into it, right? Because anybody check. Okay, everything's good there. So when we're doing these, it's like we're going all year with it. We got a great communication with it. Like we even had communication last night with somebody, even though today's the last day. And once school's out, those email chains, suddenly dry up. Teachers aren't answering stuff. Coaches aren't answering stuff. Once school's out, if their sport's not still in, they're checked out, right? And so we're left wondering, now what? Now what do we do? Well, first thing we do is we can't panic, right? Because school being out doesn't mean that our business has to slow down. In fact, it is one of the best times to kind of reset and refocus and tap into those but the possibilities of those new opportunities that you might have ignored during the school year rush. School year, August through May, June. For some of us, I think we've still got a couple that go till June 6th and June 12th. But what we're going to do is, kind of talk about, 5 things that we can do to not have so many issues over that. So first up, let's talk about tapping into those summer events. Because just because school's on our break doesn't mean people stop needing, the custom gear. Summer is loaded with events, sports camps, community festivals, family reunions, 5Ks, vacation Bible schools. There's a ton of things, and these groups are still ordering, but you have to reach out to them directly and, think beyond the t-shirts. Maybe even it's something like signage or medals with a D, stickers, banners, small team packages for them. If you can solve a problem, that's what we are, right? We're problem solvers. We're in, right? So the quick turnaround time, they only need 4, these are our ins. These are our foot in the door strategies. We can help with it. So maybe there's, a church that is offering, VBS packages. And so, hey, is there something we can help with that? Can we do an online store for you so you can do it there? And then if you want to have different color shirts for different color groups, we can take care of all that, custom names, whatever you need. We can help you deal with that so you don't have to deal with it. With all these summer camps going on, is there a way that you can reach out to them and, pitch your award plaques, your medals, tags, anything that has to do with, identifying or rewarding, and see what, hey, can we create a package for there? So if we look at it and, is there, and I know a lot of us are looking at like, well, there's the big events and there's no that way that we compete with that. You're absolutely right. There are big events that have already been planned out for months, if not years, when everything is in order for it. They have everything there, but there are a lot of new things starting up every season, every summer. So what we just need to do is ask, hey, does anybody know of any new local startups that are happening this summer? Can you check the Facebook community calendars? Can you check the events tabs? Do you have the free paper in your area where you can look at some things and see if you can, start working with some of these people? Just ask, hey, is anybody putting on anything? Fundraising, benefit, 5K run, that's new and could use some help with some merch. There you go. There's your in for it. Next up. Now, we've done this a few times, and sometimes it gets great results, and other times it's just kind of like, and nothing starts until August. But we already know that, fall's coming. But what if we book some of that now, right? What if we reached out to, the repeat schools that we've done, clubs that we've done, sports teams, and we kind of offer them like some early bird ordering, right? Maybe we can put a package together now. Hey, early bird order now, save 10%. Maybe they get instead of saving, they get a free bonus t-shirt. Create that package for them. Then this you can say, hey, you don't want to wait until that, that back to school chaos begins. Let's, knock this out of the park for you now so you don't have to worry about it. If we can make it easy for them now, they're going to thank us later. And there's a good chance that you're going to lock in that future money today. So, maybe a simple, we just put together a simple store for a PTO, and we can send out an email blast that says, hey, pre-book and save, 5% off all orders that are confirmed by July 15th. Maybe we can create that fall starter pack, like a back to school thing where here's a t-shirt, here's a zip up, here's a hoodie, here's a long sleeve. Let's put a package together for it. And, freshman starting pack, 6th grade party, middle school starting pack, back to school starting pack, come up with that. And that way you can just link it and, create that listing and send it out. We'll see what comes from that, right? So for this one, let's reach out to at least 3 of our contacts that have been in the sports side of things, the school side of things, something there, and see, hey, what would you think about putting something together for some kind of VIP early bird deal that we run over the summer? Make it clear they'll beat the brush, and everybody's going to save money with it, and they'll still make money with it. So, yeah, there you go. Now, maybe over the summer, here's what we can do. Let's launch a fun summer drop, right? We don't have to go silent. Our followers still want to see what we're working on. And that's even if the school content is on pause. Summer is a great time for those limited edition product drops. Can we put together a themed shirt with that mascot for a summer drop? Some kind of seasonal line that keeps people checking back. We've got, we just had Memorial Day. In June, we've got Juneteenth. In July, we've got 4th of July, and then we're already back to school in August. So what can we do in that time for it? Is there some other fun things that we can start to do, going into the back to school stuff, so we can start showing those products off for it. Can we do, just on break mode, vacation shirt, what other kinds of things that we can do with it? So look at it and see for this, if you can find and create and promote one seasonal item for June and one seasonal item for July. July is a little tough because 4th of July is at the beginning, and then you have the rest of it from there. So, just depending on what is there. But make it limited. It's only available now. And then make sure to give them a link to tell them exactly how to order. Before we move on to 4, let's check in and see where were we with stuff. There it is. Jerry checked in somewhere right then. I think that was the last one. Yep. Jerry's checking in. Rain in Ohio, cinnamon tea in the cup, current things, update website, finish pens and sewing. Very nice. Hello, Jeff. Brian's got 60 heading to 80. Rain off and on. Mountain Dew. 3 designs, 4 decals, 5 banners, 6 orders. Love it. Love it. Love it. Love it. I've already in a conversation with Brian this morning too. Hi, Rena from Jerry. Brian, we are selling items that won't deliver until August right now. See? Sell now, deliver later. Morning, Rena and Jeff. Debating on going to Dex. Not sure I want to deal with the traffic and the cost of driving and parking, especially with no after party. I know. That's my thing. And there was an after party in Kansas City. There was not one in Nashville. I don't know, because they didn't promote it, but they didn't promote the one in Kansas City either. So I don't know. And that's my thing. When we looked at it, where it's like, okay, we're staying at the hotel. Okay, we've got that. But I don't know. We're going to see how this one plays out, Renee. But let me know if you plan on attending or not attending, and then we can go from there if we see you or not see you. Brian the Great is here. Morning from Tim. Morning, Tim. Hey, Tim from Jerry. School being out just means football starts here. Only get dead period up here. There. Football, yeah, because we'll start 2-a-days soon, right? Jeff, do you print for football? I do some work with the youth football, not the high school. Silly high school. Renee, I get your point about Dex. Yeah. Jerry, I might be coaching track next year. So foot would be indoor. Yes, foot indoor strategy. That's great for it. And Jerry says, Brian, how do you sell the August stuff? You pre-order it. You're going back to school stuff. We're putting packages together. Jeff, that's a great idea. I do not run ever. There's more to the track than just running, Jerry. You can throw discus and shot put and the spear. I'm not even sure what the spear is called, but there's other stuff that's there. And Brian's telling Jerry, we are selling band, choir, football through online stores. So parents are buying all summer, not just the 2 weeks before school starts. And that's a great thing to do. If we can start pushing that now. That was our conversation we had last night with somebody, was when they wanted to do a couple things. And he said, we usually have it back to school, but hey, we can go ahead and put some stuff together. I said, get us through this weekend. We'll start working on stuff next week, and we'll just have it out there. And that way it's good to go, and it will close in August. And that way we'll just start working. So that's what we can do. That's great about the coaching. One of the issues that, like, our one coach that we do for, they do printing as well, but they cannot print for their own team because conflict of interest. So they had to decide, are you going to be a printer or are you going to be a coach? And they found coaching to be much more rewarding with that. So there's that. That's what it's called. Javelin. Our schools make you get approved through the Board of Education, is what I was told, at least. Always check, because some schools do, some schools don't. I need to retrain our choirs band to think ahead like that, Ryan. Yeah, you do. Yeah. And Jeff says, we don't have the real javelin. It's a turbo jab, basically a Nerf jab. Yeah, Nerf jab. Now we're talking. Okay. So next tip, let's focus on B2B. Businesses are still rocking, right? Businesses don't close for the summer. So this is the perfect time to pitch your services to those small businesses who need that custom work, uniforms, signage, promo items, branded gifts. And they usually don't need handouts like the school teams do. They usually don't need to raise funds. They just need to order products. So now, if we're sold, we got the time to market, right? We can use that to use this time to get in front of restaurants, boutiques, salons, daycares, gyms, any of those other local businesses who could use a creative partner like you. So maybe like today, we're dropping stuff off at the coffee shop. That's why I said it worked out perfect. I said, we'll swing by, we'll drop stuff off before we head out of town for it. They're actually going to do the farmer's market tomorrow. They decided on that. And they're like, hey, can we get some quick stickers for it? Absolutely. But we'll work with them for the last, 4 years. Smart Todd would say, hey, let's create the same bundle of package that we do for them and take it to other coffee shops. Pretty not simple, right? We can do that for them. Can we do this with, some samples? Can we do, some sample shirts, a discount flyer to like a local real estate agent, hey, clients get a gift. Like, here's the stuff, that you see the keys, you see the ornaments, you see the plaques, you see the branded cutting boards, you see this stuff. Can we create that flyer for them and say, hey, these would make great, purchasing gifts. Just thought I'd drop this off for you to see. So for this, maybe let's just choose one industry to focus on. Can we send 5 emails or DMs to these local businesses offering a special summer package for them? And then number 5, pretty damn important. We're going to use this downtime to work on our business because, especially if you're in the school game, summer is the calm before the storm. So we can take advantage of this slower pace and we can fix the stuff we never have time for. Fixing websites, taking product photos, organizing files, setting up automations that you'll save you later. So like last summer is when we made the switch over to Chipley so we could start pushing that in the fall. And it changed how it changed everything, made everything way faster, way easier to do. Now we're integrating some of our marketing things into it. And that's going to be this summer is the integration of AI with marketing, mixed callback text, funnel setups, more CRM stuff. So that's what we're working on this summer to keep everything going. And yeah, we got to think of this as the planning season. The work we do now won't just make fall easier. It'll make the rest of your business easier. Excuse me. And on top of that, it's going to make you way more profitable. So, when we look at things, what are some systems that we can put in place? Maybe it's that video on how to order, hey, here's how to order stuff. Here's how to wash something. Here's any of those questions you get asked. Now's the time to create posts for it, create content on it, and have those ready to go. Maybe we can look at whatever system you're using for your e-commerce stuff. Hey, can we set up some email flows for, abandoned carts, for reorders? Can we set them up for thank yous? Can we set them up for asking for reviews? So this way customers keep coming back without that extra effort. Can we set up something so when a new product gets added, everybody gets notified? So what we can do is look at from last fall to this summer of the school year and pick out one of those annoying tasks that you've been putting off and you're going to finish it. Right? Because believe me, once school starts back up, when you finish that, when it's finished and it's working, you are going to thank yourself for doing it now. So as we come to the close and wrap this up, school's out, but you know what? You're still in business. The summer slowdown doesn't have to mean that you're sitting still because you've got options. You've got opportunity, and with a little planning, you've got the power to come out of summer stronger than ever. So to recap, what are we going to do is we're going to look for summer events that we can get into, right? We're going to pre-sale back to school with perks. We're going to drop something fun and seasonal. We're going to pitch to local businesses while school is quiet. And we're going to use this downtime to improve our systems and prep for next year because we're not on break. We're just on the edge of our next growth spurt. Ready to go? Let's go. So questions, comments, concerns before we wrap this all up. We do have our mentorship call. That will still be going on 9:30 to 10:30. So here in about 30 some minutes, I am going to dip out of that probably about 5 minutes early just to help load stuff up, move golf cart, move things around before we go up and get the kids, which is odd because we usually have traditional stuff that we do, and we're not doing that today because we're going out of town. So we're going to have to do that next week. We usually go to the soda shop and the soda chocolate shop and, get some sandwiches and some sodas and all that. That's going to wait till next week. Okay. Ian Jerry said, I found a real sword in my 9-year-old's bedroom yesterday. Grandson's bedroom made me a bit concerned. Well, it's just a sword, right? It's just a sword. And what's he keep it for, Jerry? Keep his brother out. I mean, it makes sense to me. Jeff, then I touched it and it was plastic. Jerry, create a video on owning. Super idea. There you go, Jerry. Create the video for it. And in today's day and age, especially by the end of the summer, you won't even have to create that video for you. You will be able to create, because right now you can do this. You can create an avatar, whatever you want, yourself, a character, whatever. You can type in a script and it can do it all for you. You can screen record what you're talking about and it can do a voiceover. So there's no reason not to do any of this. Barb, yeah, you are late. Watch the replay. Everybody can do that. Make sure to like, subscribe. If you're watching the replay, comment below. Team Replay. Morning, Barb, from Jerry. And hi, Jerry, from Barb. Okay. With that, he said, we're going to wrap it up because we got a long way to go and a short time to get there. We're going to do what they say can't be done. Name the movie. All right. Everybody have a great weekend. Monday, we're going to recap DAX. Ins, outs, goods, bads. Was it worth going to? We'll find all that. I'm going to do my best to record plenty of content. I've got Plod rocking and rolling, ready to go to get down all the information that we have. So until next time, no, it is not the Muppets. It's a guy's movie for sure. All right. You guys have a great weekend. Peace, love, press on. We will see you then.